Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today we're going to talk about 7 survival uses of spray paint cans. So, if you're but before we talk about that, if you're interested in survival courses in Belgium, there will be a link to my website, survivaltrainingbelgië.be. Also to my book called Bloody Crosses, is in Dutch detective, so if you're interested, take a look, I would say. So, spray paint cans. Well, there are several things you can do with this. The first one should be actually obvious. I would say, first one, camouflage. I don't know if you are able to see it, but I have camouflaged my rifle here. I tried to do some German flag turn, but it's turned more into American M81, I think. So yeah, this used to be a total black, and yeah, if you're going to hunt game with this, it's a little bit more noticeable if it's fully black. So camouflage is the first thing that you can think of. So not only for rifles, but perhaps also for other gear, like perhaps your knives, or some other stuff that you are carrying, your bug out vehicle, or whatever. I would not advise to use spray paint on uh, textile kind of products like a tent, clothing, your backpack. Those things would not recommend um to camouflage with spray paint. Another thing you can do with this is signaling. Yeah, if you are stuck in your house, or you need, or there should are going to be evacuations, or perhaps there is a flood, you're stuck on top of your house and you want to be more visible. If you have a spray paint can, god damn it, I cannot speak. Uh, Especially in bright colors, you can paint something like SOS on top of your car, your roof, or your perhaps you're in a compound or whatever, parking lot in front of your house. Spray paint it, and evacuation groups or rescue groups can find you that more easier from helicopter or plane, or from driving just by looking for survivors or whatever. So that's another thing that's handy for having one of these in bright colors, of course. Another thing you can do is leaving a message behind. So if you go into on a bug out, evacuate your house, you can leave a message that everyone can see, that is going to looking for you at your house. Or during the bug out, you can use it to spray paint a certain autograph kind of mark that people that could not make it to the bug out group, they will they will try to get to the bug out location, and they can see you've been here because they see your spray paint markings. So that's kind of a way to do this. Another thing I would say is self defense. Yeah, self defense. I mean, it's like pepper spray, but it's not that effective in giving them the pain. But if you spray paint some paint in somebody's face, you can you will gain 1 or 2 minutes before they will come after you. So yeah, it's something that you can do in a pinch or as an improvised weapon, so to say. Another thing you can do is fire making. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see it. This is flammable, so you can use spray paint to start a fire if you find one of these. Even if they are empty, you can perhaps break them open and perhaps use some of the leftovers inside of it to start a fire. But yeah, even if there is a small amount, you can still use it to perhaps spark it and start a fire. But it will be very difficult because if you start to spray, it will blow a lot. It will either blow hard away, and that can be hard to make a fire that way. But it is a possibility if you don't have anything else, especially if you're in an abandoned building and you find leftover spray paint cans. It's always possible by some vandalists that are almost empty for their masterwork or whatever. So yeah, these are things that you can find during a bug out scenario. Another thing I would say is And this is more depending on what kind of paint you have. I think acrylic paint is very bad for this, but waterproofing certain gear. So if you have a knife, a hatchet, or whatever gear that you have that you want not rusting, you can use spray paint to give it a layer, but be aware that it's only waterproof after it's have been dried. So the moment it's still in the drying stage, you cannot make it wet. So that's something that you need to watch out for if you're going to use it for this. Wait, and another thing I would say is, I do this best with this. This one is almost empty. If you find an almost empty spray paint can, you will notice that there is a little ball inside that is used to shake up the paint, the paint. But if you have one of these, you can use it as an improvised alarm system. Place it on top of a doorway, a door behind the box, after the door, that when the door opens, it gets knocked out, or perhaps a few cans in a dark hallway, or whatever, a tripwire, whatever it is. Just make sure that every person that comes in will knock it out, and you will hear it very easily. And especially when this one is not fully empty yet, but when it's fully empty, it's easier to hear this little ball inside of it. So yeah, these are all 7 things that you can do. If you know an 8th one or even more, please let me know in the comments. I'm always eager to learn new things, and like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers!